What's going on, everybody? It's Chris from Profoto USA, and today we're going to be talking about shooting still life with things that you're going to have around your house potentially. So it's really simple ways that you can shoot still life and just have fun with photography still. So I know that there's a lot of us that are still kind of really cooped up, not being able to take too many, we're not really being able to do anything as far as like sessions go. So we've talked about portraiture, we've talked about self-portraiture, and today we're going to talk about objects. So doing things really simply with minimal equipment. So I've been trying to, for the most part, stress one light setups for the last few weeks of things that we've been talking about, and today's no different. The only thing that you're going to find different is today I'm back down in my shooting space in the basement of my home, so I don't have that big window that we were using, so I just made a window. So there's a, you probably can't see it, you might be able to see it. There's a big 4 foot by 4 foot scrim right here with a B10 plus shooting through it. It's set to just mimic a big window. So it's on group D in manual mode, shooting 2 stops underneath what it is that I'm going to want to be shooting at. So I have my camera set to f8, 1/250th of a second, and ISO 200 if I'm not mistaken today. Yeah, so ISO 200. So for that f8 shot, I want 2 stops underneath it for my fill light. So I metered it out. We're getting f4 from this thing. So we're just going to pretend that that is a big, gigantic window. You can do this with another window, however you want to do it. And then the style I'm shooting, I'm sure you saw the actual live card. I'm going for something really poppy, kind of punchy. And hard light is kind of what I'm looking for. So especially because we're going to be shooting an ice cream cone, which the cone itself has a lot of texture. The ice cream is going to get all melty, and we're going to put sprinkles on top of it. That's going to have texture. And the best way to generate texture is going to be a harder light source, kind of to the side a little bit, or like we have to the side and shooting from above downwards. So you're getting a little more shadow on the side of some of the things like the ridges of the cone, the edges of the sprinkles, and the things that are really going to start to show the actual texture and the dimension of the things on there. So we're just doing it with an A1X. The reason I chose an A1X, you could use a B10, you could use whatever light that you have. The reason I went with an A1X, the head's a little bit smaller. I want my my shadow lines to be a lot sharper. So I'm going with a smaller head, and it zoomed all the way in. Also, fair warning, because I hear it happening right now. Once again, just like everybody else, I'm at home, so there's a good chance that my children are going to come down the stairs. Yeah, they've been promised ice cream because we're photographing ice cream, and I think they're already ravenous for it. So 100%, there's definitely a kid coming down the stairs right now. There could be 2, so just as a heads up. What's up? What's up? Anthony, hey, what's up, dude? Hey, yeah, awesome. I'm glad you like the topic. Japan in the house, what's up? Let's see, Flagstaff in the house, what's happening? Hey, Will, starting it off with me. I appreciate that, man. I really do. So it's a really simple setup. Like I said, I have my my blue backdrop just because I wanted some of that like poppy summer feel. Like big nasty melty ice cream cones. Reminds me of my daughter who's over there chitty chatting right now. She's an ice cream monster, and usually this is what they wind up looking like while she eats it. So for me, it's more of like a nostalgia shot. You can do it with anything, though. I mean, there are, you could take a vase or something, some sort of piece of furniture. You don't have to shoot it the exact same way. This is just to get your juices flowing, give you some ideas, show you some things that you can do with what you probably already have around the house. Like I said, a window and some type of small flash. Like I said, be it an A1, an A1X, a B10, however you want to do it. So we're going to do just that. So I've got my settings such that none of the overhead lights or anything are going to affect the shot. It should just be a black shot. Once again, the B10 plus that's shooting through the scrim is going to give us is giving us f4, which is what we want for our fill flash. It's going to be 2 stops underneath the rest of the scene. And then I'm going to use my Connect, because once again, the idea of this is that I'm really only using one flash, even though this one's triggering like a window. So I'm going to be using the Connect because the Connect is really good for having your camera with one flash. I'm going to take the shot in TTL, and I'll make whatever adjustments I need to make from there so we can see it. And you can do that simply by going into your flash exposure compensation and adjust. Hi, how's it going? Are you excited for ice cream? She's waiting for ice cream. So there's an ice cream monster right here. She's downstairs with her spoon. So more ice cream, more ice cream. She's geeking for it. All right, let's keep it down, honey buns. We're about to do this. So, hey, Kate, could you get me the ice cream cones are in the... Gotcha. The ice cream cones are here, right? Cool. So let's grab this one. It's a big, funky, drippy cone.
This one.
You want to put those sprinkles on there? Okay.
Are you going to assist us here?
So we've got this ice cream cone set up right here. I have, just so you know, I have my backdrop draped, so it's sitting on an apple box, and then I have the backdrop rolling downwards behind it. The reason I have that is I don't actually want the shadow of the ice cream cone itself. So I've raised the light up higher to shoot downwards, and then I roll the backdrop down so that shadow that gets cast is going to dip below the sight line of my camera. I'm shooting at level, if not a little up at the ice cream cone itself. Really simple. We're going to add an absolute crap load of sprinkles just because my daughter's going to want a crap load.
Yeah.
So, is that right? You want some of these too? All right,
Right.
Here we go. Some sprinkles for the Lil. Perfect. All right, go stand back over there for me, hon. And we'll give you, as soon as Dad's done photographing this bad boy, you can have it. It's all yours after that, okay? So, I'm going to flip vertical on the camera position, because I think some headspace on the top of it will actually be really cool. So, and now I need to raise my camera back up. I think the first ice cream we made was had a little more going for it in the height department than this one, but it should still be kind of cool. So, and these things melt quick, man. I mean, so you have to be ready to go, and you have to just appreciate the drippiness. So we're gonna take a TTL shot in 3, 2, 1. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Sometimes my flash freaks out. Oh, it dropped way down in power. Hold on, let's see if we can get that happening again. There we go. So it's probably a touch overexposed for what I would want, but the cool thing is with that TTL shot, I can go into my flash exposure compensation on my camera and I can bring that back. My daughter's sitting here and she's ravenous for this ice cream cone. So I'm gonna get this done before she bites me. Let's see. Let's turn this down. I think we're gonna go down, I don't know, maybe like 2/3 of a stop in my flash exposure compensation. And then now when I take the TTL shot, we're a little more into the realm of what it is that I'm looking for. The fill light's probably a touch, the light that I have coming from the window is probably a touch brighter than I want. I can adjust that flash here. Or if you're using your window, you would just use your shutter speed to bring that ambient light back down a little bit more. So I'm gonna bring my, what's up, honey? I'm photographing it. That's what I'm doing with your ice cream. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. There we go. That actually looks a lot more like what I want. A little more shadow, tons of texture. So like I said, we used that hard light source. So you can see the hard edges on the sprinkles right here, the edges going over the ice cream cone. Just really, really cool stuff. Let me see. You want to see the ice cream cone shot? Do you like that? Cool.
Yeah, I like my ice cream.
You like your ice cream? You ready to eat it?
Yeah.
All right. I have one more ice cream cone if you guys have any other questions, but I'm going to give this to this little monster right here. There you go. Go have fun.
Say thank you.
All right. Go step off the set for me, honey bun. Thank you, babe. So cool. Let me see if you guys have any questions so far. You want to, Nick, I'll send you some ice cream, man. Yeah, she's way more patient. She was actually way more patient than I was expecting. But you can do really simple things with things that you have all around. Honestly, I was going to do when I was originally planning on doing this still life, I was going to do it with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and just sprinkle some peanuts on top of it because I'm a peanut butter and jelly sandwich monster. So you can really just have fun with whatever it is that you're looking for. Granted, maybe if this poppy look isn't your jam, maybe you have a softbox or an umbrella that you can throw over it and you can really start to fill some of those shadows in. Maybe you like photographing, maybe you learn how to photograph clothing or something like that. It's just ideas that you can do, things that you can produce simply and get really cool results. I actually really like the shot. Like I said, the big fat drippy ice cream, if you see this little monster right here, she's covered in it already. So that's the look that I was going for. It's one of those things you just want to make sure that the thing that you're trying to achieve is what you're getting. And once again, real simple. I use a 4x4 scrim to act like a softbox of some sort, and or not to act like a window. Hey, hun. Why don't you go hang out with Mom real fast, baby? You're dinging the big metal pole. Thanks, babe. So, like I said, she's a monster. So all we're really doing is using this 4x4 as a big window, so you can utilize a window in your home. I have it set to just like what we were doing in the last two lives, where we were metering out a midday sun, the sun that comes through the window this time of day. I metered this the exact same way, just like you would with your camera. So this is a gigantic window and just one light source. You could, once again, use whatever you want. Let me see if you guys have any questions. It's not really a super intense thing to go over. It's just a lot of fun. Oh yeah, your girls would have taken you out. She's about to take me out. She's like, I think she thinks I have more. Yeah, it's real serious over there, right there in the ice cream department. Stop abusing the grips. Hey, she abuses me, man. I don't know what you're talking about. She beats me up. Let's see. What did you adjust the flash output with the flash camera? So I adjusted this flash output whenever I was getting a little bit more than I wanted. I did it with my air remote, just an old school air remote. There we go. I did it with an old school air remote. Sorry. My daughter's literally like now geeking out on ice cream and kicking cameras. So I used a normal air remote, and this is just what I did to adjust my my 4x4 scrim with the B10. Once again, you could just make that adjustment with your shutter speed on your camera, because once again, we're pretending like that's a window. Because I am using two flashes, I had to actually adjust the power from here. And then with the Connect, adjusting the power with the Connect, I actually just went into my flash exposure compensation on my camera and just pulled it down 2/3 of a stop. So I was still shooting TTL for that image, but it was now pulling 2/3 of a stop of that light away. So I think the first shot, I actually glanced up at the power output on the A1X. It was at 8 before that flash exposure compensation, and then when I brought it back down, it's now at 7.4. So really simple stuff that you can do right there from the back of your camera. I never really had to walk over these things at all. Let's see. Yeah, I kept it in TTL. You don't have to keep it in TTL. You could flip it over to manual mode, and the only downside of the Connect, if you don't want to pull out your app and make the power adjustment, is you have to walk over your light and make the power adjustment. So what's nice is you can fine tune the TTL with your flash exposure compensation, and then you can flip it over to manual mode and lock it in. You don't have to walk over to that stuff at all. So really easy. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. The sugar rush is going to be insane. I don't think there's a nap happening at all at any point in time. Maybe for me, maybe I'll take a nap. So I'll just like taper to a wall or something. So cool. Like I said, it's not really difficult to make cool images anytime. So I think, with a lot of stuff that's going on, I know it's real easy to get down. I've had my days. It's real easy to get down in the dumps, but at the same time, you could use this time to really explore new ideas in photography. Maybe play with something that you've been wanting to play with, but while you're doing gigs, it's just not the time to start testing. So this is a really good time for self-exploration. Maybe you've always wanted to dabble in some still life stuff. Maybe you like taking pictures of ice cream cones. I know my daughter does. She likes to eat the ice cream cones. She likes the end result of eating the ice cream cone. So it's really simple stuff. So hopefully that was cool information. Hopefully that gave you some inspiration as to some things that you can do. Like I said, simple things around the house can look really cool. I just have, this is a little, I think it's like a 4-foot roll of blue seamless I have. You could use construction paper. I was actually, before all this was happening, I was going to do this live with, I said peanut butter and jelly. I also planned on doing it with donuts because there's a really cool donut shop down the street. And I was literally going to just build everything out of construction paper. The colors for the ice cream cone just kind of lend itself better to this blue for me. So I just rolled with it. So, but you could use construction paper if you want to do something with funky colors. You could use fabric if you wanted to get some more texture into something. So you have a lot of things that you could do stuff with. I mean, I was shooting so tight on an ice cream cone, I probably could have put like a cool sweat, like a hung a sweater up or something in the background and used that as a backdrop with some texture. So you have a lot of options of things that you can play around with and get really cool results. So let's see if you guys have any other questions before I roll out. Even though they aren't macro shots, macro lenses are exceptional for still life. Yeah. My wife was telling me that I should shoot it with a macro. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be stubborn and shoot with my zoom lens. Because I didn't, honestly, for me, sometimes when I'm moving all this stuff around, I'm not 100% sure about where I'm going to wind up planting. So it's just easier to have the flexibility. But yeah, I do have a macro. I could definitely use it. I have one more ice cream cone on the standby in the freezer. Maybe I'll give it a shot before the day's out. So thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me. If there's any other types of things that you want to see, especially while we have some downtime, let me know. We'll do a Facebook Live on it. We'll cover it. We'll put some stuff through the paces. If you want to see any funky modifiers, if you want to see any types of techniques or anything that we can do to really help your juices stay flowing or give you some insight as to something that you've been curious on, let me know. In the meantime, I hope, let's see, make sure you guys don't have any other questions. Cool. In the meantime, have an awesome weekend. I hope you guys stay super safe and keep staying creative. Peace out.